Welcome to Yoga, You and Judy. I am Judy and today's class is a 50-minute class and we're going to follow the flow of water. It's about fluidity in our movements, it's about twists, there's no props needed, and with that said, let's get started. In a seated, cross-legged position, start moving your body with your breath. Inhale as you arch your back, growing tall, sending your chest forward. And exhale, round your back, curl up your body, pulling your chin to your chest. Inhale, arching your back, chest forward. Exhale, round your back, pulling your chin to your chest. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, round your back, and keep breathing like this. Continue with your spinal movements with your own breath. In Ayurveda, the sister science of yoga, there is a belief in the 5 elements. Everything is created with combinations of these 5 elements. Today's practice will focus on the element of water. Water can avoid any obstacle. It moves around it and yet keeps its general direction and shape. It is gentle, yet able to dissolve the hardest rock over time. Water is said to purify, to heal, and to transform. More than half of our body is made of water, and yet we sometimes get this feeling of being stuck, unable to find ways around the obstacles in life, unable to change and adapt, leaving us feeling restless and tense. Today's practice is about tapping into the power of water as we focus on flowing, undulating movements. The aim is to help us bring about the change we want for ourselves. So today's intention is, I am change. I am who I want to be. Come into a child's pose with your arms stretched forward. Then shift your body forward, and once your shoulders are above your wrists, arch your back, lowering chest and chin on the mat. Slide your body forward, lift your head, and then round your back as you shift back into child's pose. We keep flowing through this motion 2 more times. So round forward, bringing the shoulders above the wrists, arch the back, lowering chest and chin on the mat, sliding the body forward, lifting our head, and then rounding our back as we shift back into child's pose. Round forward, shoulders over wrists, arch your back, lower your chest and chin, slide your body forward, lift your head, and then round your back, coming back into a child's pose. Walking our hands back and lifting the other body, we come onto our toes with the arms framing the knees. As we stay on our toes, we straighten our legs and lower the heels as we fold forward. Coming onto the toes again in the forward fold, we bend our knees, lowering down, and staying on our toes, we straighten the legs, coming up again, lowering the heels as we fold forward. We'll do this twice more. Coming on our toes in our forward fold, bending the knees, lowering down. Still on the toes, straightening our legs, coming back up again, lowering the heels as we fold forward. Coming on our toes in our forward fold, bending the knees, lowering down. And still on our toes, we straighten our legs, coming back up again, and lower the heels as we fold forward. On our next inhale, we slowly roll up our body. We circle our shoulders back, circle our arms up, and exhale as we dive forward with a straight back hinging from our hip. Inhale, roll up, circling your shoulders back, circling your arms up. Exhale as you dive forward. And once more. Inhale, roll up, circling the shoulders back, circling the arms up. Exhale as you dive forward. From your forward fold, step back into your downward facing dog. And let's just wake up our legs a bit here by starting to walk our feet, bending each knee in turn. And then we twist from side to side to the outer edges of our feet so that we start stretching the sides of our body. And then once we've done that, we come onto our toes and back down again a few times, just 3-4 times, so that you feel like your legs are fully woken up and arrived in position. And then from the downward facing dog, round your back, ripple forward to a plank, and then come back into downward facing dog. Shift forward into plank and back into downward facing dog. Once more, shift forward into plank and exhale back into downward facing dog. Lower the knees on the floor, coming into a tabletop position with the shoulders aligned over the wrists and the hips aligned over the knees. And on an inhale, twisting to the right arm goes up. On an exhale, we thread the right arm under the body to the left, hugging our ribs. And then we lift the right arm back up on an inhale. Exhale, hug your ribs on the left hand side. Inhale, bring the right arm up. And this time we hug our ribs, we lower the right cheek to the mat, and we twist our left arm back to open our body to the side, left shoulder pulling back. Slowly come out of this twist by lifting the right arm back up, and we're coming back to tabletop, switching sides. On an inhale, the left arm goes up, we twist open to the left. Exhale, threading the left arm under the body, hugging our ribs on the right. Inhale, left arm back up. Exhale, hug our ribs to the right. Inhale, left arm back up. Exhale, hugging our ribs, lowering the left cheek to the mat, twisting the right arm back, right shoulder pulling back, creating a nice stretch in our shoulder and a nice twist along our spine. And then very slowly come out of this pose, lifting your left arm back up once more, coming back into a tabletop position. Lift your right leg up, bending the knee, and then bring it to the side, drawing large circles with your hips. So we're drawing 3 large circles in each direction. Switch direction. And then stay there and extend the right leg to the back. Extend the left arm and find your balance. And then inhale, pulling the right foot back and the left fingertips forward. On an exhale, bring knee and elbow together. Inhale as you extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. And one more. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Back into our tabletop position, just doing the same sequence on the other side. So lift our left leg, bending the knee, bringing the leg out to the side, and then drawing 3 large circles with our left hip in each direction. So switch direction. And once we've done that, we extend the left leg to the back Right arm out front, finding our balance. On an inhale, reach your fingertips forward and push your left heel back. And as you exhale, bring together elbow and knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. And one more. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Back into tabletop. And exhale as you push back down into downward facing dog. Walking our feet forward step by step into a forward fold. And on an inhale, very slowly, we roll up to standing with the head being the last thing coming up. Arms extended by our side in a strong mountain pose. On an inhale, we raise our arms up. Exhale, hinging forward from our hips. Inhaling halfway up. And then planting the hands, stepping back to plank. Lowering the knees to the floor. Arch the back, chin and chest come to the floor, bending our elbows close to the body. Inhale, push forward into cobra. And exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Bringing the right leg forward, coming into low lunge, lowering the back knee. And in our low lunge, we grab the left wrist with the right hand and we lean over to the right. Placing both hands by the side of our front foot and stepping back into downward facing dog. This time we step the left leg forward, left foot forward, coming into low lunge, right knee goes down. We grab our right wrist with our left hand and we lean over, stretching to the left. Placing both hands back down on the floor, stepping back to downward facing dog. Coming forward into a plank, bringing the knees to the floor, arch the back, chin, chest come to the floor, elbows bent close to the body. And on an inhale, we push forward into cobra. On an exhale, we push back into downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths here. And then slowly walking forward, bringing your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale into standing mountain pose. Inhale as you raise your arms, coming down into a chair pose. So knees pressed together, thighs pressed together, sinking your hips down. Your arms extended by your ears. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, knees come to the floor, arching the back, chin, chest on the floor. Inhale, push up into cobra. And exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Bringing the right leg forward into a low lunge. And we twist to the left, opening our arms. On the next inhale, we reverse by bringing the left hand down to the left back thigh, reaching the right arm overhead. Inhale back to center. Exhale, place the left hand down on the mat, twisting your right arm up. Both hands back to the floor and stepping back to downward facing dog. Bringing the left foot forward into a low lunge on the left. We twist to the right as we open our arms. On the next inhale, we bring the right hand down on the right thigh, reaching the left arm overhead and back. Inhale back to center. And exhale, placing the right hand down on the mat, twisting the left arm up. And then framing both your feet with your hands and stepping back into downward facing dog. Exhale as you come forward into plank, bringing the knees to the floor, arching the back, chin and chest come to the floor with your elbows bent close to your body. Inhale, push forward into cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, as you look in between your hands, come on your toes, bend your knees, and then step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale your arms down into standing mountain pose. Inhaling into our chair pose, hips sinking low, knees and thighs pushed together. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Inhale, halfway up. Plant your hands, step back to plank. And exhale as you flow through chaturanga, bending your elbows, pulling them close to the body. Inhale to upward facing dog with your knees staying lifted off the floor. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Bringing the right leg up into a three-legged dog. And then step it forward into a low lunge. Keep your left hand down and pointing the right arm forward next to the ear. Lowering the hips. Your right arm circles to point back. It moves back up next to your ear. And then lowering your hips, your right arm circles to the back again. And inhale, bring it back up next to your ear. Both hands frame the front foot and you shift back into half splits. You might have to bring your front foot forward a little bit and your body leans over your right leg, hinging from the hip. And just taking 2 breaths here. Your head is trying to pull forward, so you want to keep your spine straight. And then you bend back into your front leg into a low lunge, framing the front foot with both hands, and you step back into downward facing dog. In your down dog, you lift your left leg, stepping it forward for a low lunge. This time the right hand stays down and we point the left arm forward and bring it next to the ear. Lowering our hips, the left arm circles pointing to the back. Inhale, bring it back up. Once more, exhale. Sink your hips, left arm pointing back. Inhale, bring it back up next to your ear. And once more, lowering the hips, left arm pointing back. Back up next to your ear. And then both hands frame the front foot, shifting back into half splits, shuffling your front foot forward a little bit, keeping your foot flexed. And then you hinge forward from your hips over your left leg, head pulling forward and up, spine is kept straight, and we're taking 2 breaths here. And then once again we bend into the left foot, into the left knee, placing both hands down on the ground and stepping back into downward facing dog. Exhale, come forward into a plank. Flow through chaturanga, bending your elbows, pulling them in close to the body. Inhale to upward facing dog, knees staying lifted off the floor. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, look between your hands, come on your toes, bend your knees, and exhale as you jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Inhale into your chair pose, sinking your hips down, knees and thighs firmly together and your arms extended by your ears. And exhale into standing mountain pose. We'll do that once more. Inhale, raising your arms up, coming into a chair pose. And this time, bring your hands together into prayer in front of your heart. And with your next exhale, twisting to the right, hooking the left elbow just outside the right knee, keeping your knees parallel, pressing your hands firmly together. And on your next inhale, turning back to center, exhale over to the left, right elbow outside the left knee. Hands pressing together as we twist. And coming back to center. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway up. Plant your hands and on an exhale, jump back to plank and flow through chaturanga, keeping your elbows close to your body. Inhale to upward facing dog, knees off the floor. And exhale to downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths here. And then lifting your right leg up from your downward facing dog. Step it forward in between your hands. We stay lifted on our toes with our back leg coming into a high lunge. And we want to have a really strong foundation here, strong legs. The thighs are pulling together like there was a magnet in between them. Pelvis slightly tucked, navel pulling towards the spine. And from our high lunge, we open the arms out wide and twist to the right. And then we place the left hand down, stretching the right hand overhead. And then we bring both hands on the mat, pushing back with the right leg, coming into a 3-legged dog. Bending your right knee to open your hip. And then slowly step it forward to land just outside your right hand. Lowering your back knee as you've got both of your hands next to your right foot and sink down into a lizard pose. And just take 3 breaths here, and with every out breath, try to sink a bit deeper into the pose. And then tuck your left toe, bring your right leg back up into a 3-legged dog, and then step it down to a downward facing dog. Exhale, coming forward into plank, flowing through chaturanga, elbows close to the body. Inhale, slide forward to upward facing dog, knees off the floor, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look in between your hands, bend your knees, and jump forward as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale, come into chair position. And exhale into a standing mountain pose. We need to do that same sequence on the other side. So let's inhale again, raising our arms, coming into a chair pose. We're going to do the same twist to the left. Back to center. Hands still in prayer, twisting to the right. Back to center. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands, jump back to plank and flow through your chaturanga with your elbows pulling in close to the body. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. This time we bring our left leg up, step it forward into a high lunge. Again, take a strong high lunge here, your thighs pulling together, front foot firmly planted in the floor, you're on the toes of your back foot, your back leg is straight and strong, bringing the arms up, and then on an exhale we open the arms wide and twist to the left. Placing the right hand down, stretching the left hand overhead. And then placing both hands on the mat, push back with the left leg into a three-legged dog. Bending the left knee here to open the hip. Just pull your left knee up towards the sky. And then slowly step the left foot outside the left hand. Lower the back knee, sinking into lizard with both your hands next to your left foot. And taking 3 breaths here, sinking deeper into the stretch on every out breath. Then tuck your right toes and push your left leg back into a three-legged dog. Bring it down into downward facing dog. Exhale, come forward, flow through chaturanga with bent elbows. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. On an inhale, come on your toes, look forward in between your hands, bend your knees and jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale into your chair pose. And exhale into your standing mountain pose. Inhale, raise your arms into a chair pose. Bring your hands together in front of heart center. And twist with your folded hands to the left, hooking the right elbow outside the left knee. And then once you're here, open your arms out wide. Twist back to center, and we're doing the same on the other side. Twist to the right, right elbow hooks outside the left knee, open your arms wide. Coming back to center, and then exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Inhale, halfway up. Jump back into plank position and exhale as you flow through chaturanga with bent elbows. Inhale to upward facing dog and exhale back to downward facing dog. Bringing your right leg up and stepping it forward in between your hands, coming into a high lunge. Taking a strong position here with your inner thighs pulling towards each other, the front foot firmly planted in the floor, back leg lifted, back foot lifted. And then from this high lunge, we're placing the left hand down on the floor, stretching the right hand overhead. Just feeling that nice stretch on the left combined with a twist. And then bringing both hands on the mat, pushing back with the right leg into a three-legged dog. We're bending our right knee and then we circle both ways to open the hip. 2 circles in one direction, 2 circles in the other direction. And then very slowly we step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. We're twisting the back foot, parallel to the short end of the mat. And then we're reaching the left arm overhead into an extended side angle. And we just hold this position, sinking deeper into the front leg. The front knee is twisting towards the right, and we've got one straight line from the fingertips to our ankle. And then placing both hands back down on the floor, stepping back to downward facing dog. This time we raise the left leg up and stepping the left foot in between both hands, coming into our high lunge on this side. On our toes of the back leg, strong back leg, strong front leg, thighs pulling towards each other. And then we place the right hand down as we stretch the left hand overhead. Bringing both hands on the mat and pushing the left leg back up so that we come back into our three-legged dog. Bending the left knee, and then we do 2 hip circles in one direction, 2 hip circles in the other direction, and then we slowly step the left foot outside the left hand. We twist the back foot so that it's parallel to the short end of the mat, reaching the right arm overhead, coming into an extended side ankle on the other side. And again, pulling your navel to the spine, pelvis slightly tucked, and the left front knee pushing towards the left. And then bringing both hands back to the floor. Stepping back into your downward facing dog, and we're taking 3 breaths here. On our next inhale, we lift the right leg up, we step it forward into a high lunge. Placing our palms down in front of the toes and then raising the back leg up until it's parallel to the floor. Bend the left knee, bringing it forward as you lift your body up, grabbing it with the right hand, and then with your knee in your chest, twist your left arm back. From here, kick the left leg back again, parallel, hands down, left leg down, and drag the right leg up into a 3-legged dog. Bring your right knee to your nose and push it back up. Right knee to your nose and push it back up. Right knee to your nose, and once again push it back up into a 3-legged dog, and then step it forward into another high lunge. Bringing your palms together in front of you. Bend slightly more into your front leg, and then raise your back leg parallel to the floor, coming into a warrior 3 position. And just focus on holding your balance here, choosing a spot on the floor that you can focus on. And then bringing our left leg back down, hands back down, dragging the right leg back up into a 3-legged dog and bringing it down next to our left leg. Other side, bringing our left leg up, stepping it forward into a high lunge. With our palms or fingertips down in front of our toes, we raise the back leg parallel to the floor. And then we bend the right knee, bring it forward as we lift our body up, grab it with our left hand, twisting the right arm back. Once more, we kick the right leg back parallel, bringing our hands down. Right leg goes down, and we drag the left leg back up into a three-legged dog. Bringing our left knee to our nose and back up. Left knee to nose, exhale back up. Left knee to nose, exhale back up. And then once more, step it forward into a high lunge. In your high lunge, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Then bend slightly more into your front leg, bringing your back leg parallel to the floor, finding your warrior 3 position on the other side. Try and focus on one spot on the floor to find your balance. And taking one more breath in. On an exhale, step your right foot back. Place your hands on the floor, dragging your left leg back through into a three-legged dog. And then finally, step it back down next to your right foot, coming into your downward facing dog. And we're taking 3 breaths here. With your next exhale, ripple forward and flow through Chaturanga, keeping your elbows close to your body. Inhale to upward facing dog and exhale to downward facing dog. As you inhale, look between your hands, bend your knees, come on your toes and jump forward on an exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale into your chair pose and exhale into your standing mountain pose. We're coming into a balancing position, our eagle legs and arms, where we bring the right knee into our chest and then we open it up to a tree pose. From our tree pose, we wrap our right leg around the left into eagle legs. And with our arms to the side, we wrap the right arm underneath the left, coming into eagle arms. Taking 2 deep breaths here. In and out. Breathing in and out, and we unwind, placing both feet on the mat. Bringing our left knee into our chest, opening it up to a tree pose. Arms out by our side, and then we wrap our left leg around the right, coming into eagle legs. Bringing the left arm under the right arm, coming into eagle arms. And again, taking 2 deep breaths in this standing balancing posture. And then slowly unwind your arms, unwind your feet, placing both feet on the mat. Widen your stance to have your feet about mat width distance apart. And then hinging forward from your hips with your hands on your hips, keeping your chest parallel to the floor. We place the right hand down, the left hand reaches up. And then we switch sides for a nice twist to the right. Coming back to center, interlacing our fingers behind the back and bringing the hands overhead as we fold forward. On an inhale, we allow our hands to pull us back up. We point our toes to the outside and then we slowly sink down onto the mat, coming into a yogi squat. Very slowly we lower ourselves all the way to the floor, rolling onto our back, feet on the floor, and we're placing our right ankle over the left knee, keeping the right foot flexed throughout. And we're then reaching our left hand forward, the right hand goes through the gap between our thighs, both hands grabbing hold of the left shin as we come into our reclined pigeon pose. And we keep pulling the left leg closer, the left thigh closer to our body, while the right knee pushes away from us. And just enjoy this hip stretch for a few breaths. And then swapping side, both feet back on the mat. This time we place the left ankle over the right knee, keeping the left foot flexed. And then we take hold of our right shin, pulling the right leg closer while the left knee pushes away from us. And again, taking 2 nice breaths here, opening up the hip. And then we release, bringing our palms behind our knees and slowly starting to rock back and forth, massaging our back for a bit as we do that. And then coming into a seated position with the left leg bent, the left sole touching the right inner thigh. We're sitting up tall, the crown of our head is reaching into the sky. On an inhale, reach the arms up, and on an exhale, fold forward over the right leg, keeping a straight back. The crown of the head is reaching forward and up. And every time we breathe out, we sink a bit deeper into the pose. And then very slowly on an inhale, we come back up, placing the left foot to the right of the right thigh, and then hugging our left knee with the right elbow. Breathing in as we raise the left arm up, and breathing out as we bring the left hand behind us and gently twist to the left. On each inhale, bring your crown towards the sky. On each exhale, twist a bit further. And then gently release the twist, coming back to center, changing sides. So our right leg is bent, the right foot is placed on the left inner thigh. We are sitting up tall with the crown of the head reaching into the sky. Inhale as you bring your arms up, and exhale with a straight back, hinging forward into a one-legged forward fold over the left leg. The crown of the head is reaching forward and up. On each inhale, we come up a bit, and each exhale, we sink deeper into the pose. Slowly coming back up and placing the right foot to the left of the left thigh, hugging the right knee with the left elbow. On an in-breath, bringing our right arm up, growing tall, and on an out-breath, right hand goes behind and we're gently twisting towards the right. With each inhale, we grow taller, and with each exhale, we twist a bit further to the right. and then gently release, coming back to center. Bringing the soles of your feet together in front of you in a butterfly position. Reaching the arms forward, and then we're folding forward, and this time you can let your back round and you just sink forward, and you just let gravity do its job with your forehead sinking towards the floor. Feel your back expand as you breathe in, and feel yourself sink deeper as you breathe out. Once more, inhale, expand. Exhale, sink deeper. And then slowly come up on your next inhale. Roll onto your back, hugging your knees to the chest, and then bringing your arms out in a T shape, dropping both knees to the left, with both shoulders staying firmly on the mat. And just breathe into this nice twist all the way along your spine. On an inhale, come back to center, and this time both of your knees dropping over to the right, both shoulders on the mat, and your head can twist to look towards your left hand. Deep breaths into your spine. And then on the next inhale, coming back to center and coming into your resting position, into Shavasana, with your legs stretched out, slightly apart, feet falling slightly to the side, arms stretched out by the side of your body but not touching, and your palms facing upwards. And now, still the flow. Still the flow of movement and the flow of thought. Still your body and your mind. Today's practice followed the flow of water, using similar sequences throughout, flowing in the same direction and getting stronger as they progressed and changed. The yogic belief is that change is inevitable. Our practice teaches us presence in the moment, and over time changes our body and mind, our attitudes and our thoughts. It gives us all the tools we need to shape our life's flow, gentle and forceful at the same time, just like water. And then very slowly and very gently start bringing awareness back to your body. Start moving your fingers, wriggling your toes, circling your ankles as you allow your body to slowly come back into the here and now. And then, whilst keeping your eyes closed, find a comfortable way for you to come into a seated position. And we're going to take one more breath together, breathing in, circling our arms up, and breathing out, bringing the hands together in front of heart center. Now gently open your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed the class. If you did, please subscribe to Yoga, You and Judy, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a beautiful day.